Did he? Okay. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 230. Yeah, this last break was really short. Probably about my shortest break I've ever taken. I think the longest I think was like 2 months. This is only 5 days. Yes. Excuse me. No, it's actually not 5 days. It's more like, because today's 29. I thought it was like my mistake. Yeah, but this is quite short. It's not even barely 2 weeks. So, we're back discussing Abaranger, episodes 35 to 38. And we begin a story arc of this one that's not going to conclude at episode 40. Well, Mahio is now working as a waitress at the Down Curry, and apparently people have no problem with her. Oh, you have his new employee. Okay, fine. I guess that's not much issue. It's like, hey, what is up with those things on your cheeks? I am really surprised that the customers of Down Curry. Now, I get maybe the regular one who's usually, I'm sure he's probably used to seeing Asuka having those. But Mahio, I'm sure basically like, wait, a woman has those? And nobody questioned the fact they had those things on their cheeks. Yeah. So looks at the waitress, and of course she still had a bit of amnesia, and they find out, oh, like there was an item apparently Asuka had put on display, and it was something he made for Mahio. What was it? An engagement bracelet. Yes. And of course is explained to Mai that the whole thing with that, it's basically the culture of Dino Earth. That's women that are going to get engaged via a bracelet. A bracelet made by their fiance. Because the bracelet she has was a temporary one it's still on her after all this time. Yes, seriously. So you go retrieve it. There's a giant toy basically involved who wants to steal this one rock because Ridgewaw basically is going on control. Also, Tyrannosaur 12 is basically here. You see him a couple times in these episodes. Like one, he's trying to kill the Alba Killer, though he's stopped by Ridgewaw, and then we see him accidentally drool into basically his soup, though he doesn't eat anyways because it gets spilled on him. And let's see him. You only see him in just 2 of these 4 episodes. He's not in the next 2. And then while they take on this creature, all of a sudden there's this black thing comes out of nowhere. The Armored Darkness is back. First time since episode 32 has been seen. It's not Genie under it. They suspect it's Asuka, which I'll get back to that. So they battle it. This person attacks them, and pretty much basically like right after he attacks them, then pretty much Abaranger is like, what the heck is going on here? He doesn't know what the heck is going on. In 36, this is a weird one, where the plot of this one is that the Triceratops Zord wants to be human, and he's briefly turned human by a version of God and an angel, and my gosh. Like, I'm sure kids already had no problem with this back in 2003, but my gosh, nowadays, like, I don't mind the outfits these two wearing, but my gosh, the halo looks so freaking cheap because it's part of his freaking costume hanging over his head. And whenever he moves, that the halo moves too. It looks like a stage production, this thing. It looks so cheap. Everything else looks really, except for this one scene here. Probably by far the worst looking scene out of the whole series. Acting-wise, it's fine. The writing is fine. It just, appearance, it looks terrible. Like, the clouds look so cheap. Like, did Toei not give, basically, the series a budget for this episode? Everything else was fine, except for this one scene. Of course, they'll find out about this at all by the end of the episode. It's a little fun little adventure of, let's say the Triceratops Zord be a human for an episode. But at least they have decent human clothes, because usually a lot of the time, guess what happens? If someone becomes human, they are butt naked. I'm glad the fact we didn't do that, because we don't need to see that. Not at all. Though he's wearing a blue shirt and khaki shorts. Well, khaki pants mostly. And of course, out of the blue, wonders why the heck does this kid he's never seen before know who he is? Of course, he does not at the end of the episode. It's actually his own Zord. But an okay episode. 37. 37 is not worthy for having Reiju turn to Regal, and the plot of the episode is that she wants to get rid of parenthood. Yep, that is the plot of this episode. Also, this episode starts a subplot of Mai seeing the mysterious girl who was seen before, who was a good version of Reiju, without the marks on her cheeks. And Mai is the one who can see this girl. And this becomes a plot thread for the mini episode of the series. And as for her being Regal, it's interesting. The actress who plays her seems like a very lovely woman. And she even attacks the Rangers. So, they were like brainwashed. I love the costume that she's wearing. Funny enough, we actually don't see the costume in Down Thunder. Yes, this costume never appears. The concept of a little girl turning into a grown-up woman. This would not be adapted for Down Thunder. Nope, they adapt this for SPD, believe it or not. With little girl Moria and Basic Morgana. Yeah. I'll get Deca Ranger soon. Well, I'm not going to spoil when to get to it, but I'm going to get to it soon because I'm really excited to get to it. So, of course, the armor dogs keep attacking, and then of course, basically, all comes to headway episode 38, where the Matsu episode wants to get an ode to ladies, even though she's a female. Oh, and Regal's reason why? Because she's jealous of all the pretty ladies. Because she wants this one guy all to herself. He's like, okay. He does know. I appreciate the fact the writing does not make him stupid, because it was just the other day that this beautiful woman was a cute little girl. By the way, how they had this transform? Unlike what happened with Trends when no one saw this. Yes, they basically reused the same plot thread from 10 years prior to this. Actually, like 11 years prior to, actually about 12 years prior. What we see, like, when she transforms is weird. Like, making her hands bigger. And the fact that shows the fact that she can grow breast. Yes, seriously. I'm sure kids watch this like, what in the world? Like, it was a silhouette, but my gosh. Yes, seriously. They made the woman's face because it's different actors mostly, but like, I don't mind the facing and the hands, but I'm sure basically from a female viewer, they probably would not be comfortable with this sequence at all when they show this episode 37, where Reiju becomes Regal, the way they do it. Like, if it's done silhouette, but I'm just like, what in the world? Yeah, even Abakiller was like, what? Yeah, even he was perplexed by this. Yeah. And then, of course, in the end of 38, while battling the monster, we find something under the Armor of Darkness. An obvious reveal. It was Asuka all along. Yes. They hint about this when they suspected it was him, and this confirms it. Excuse me. At the time, even they suspected, but they didn't have proof. That was the helmet fell off. Of course, he probably doesn't know the fact that his fiance's brother was the first host in the series of this damn thing. Now, technically, it's him reclaiming the armor after he had it years prior to the series. But these 4 episodes are really good. Of course, the monster is not destroyed by the end of the episode. Now, we do see in episode 37 not only the debut of Regal and Rejo, there is one other debut. A new Megazord formation. Basically, the Ultimate Zord, the one that's basically from Alpha Max. They merge all the auxiliary Zords from this Super Zord. They call it the Super Dino combination. Interesting. I thought this was a really cool idea. The fact I'm sure a lot of these Zords have been used since early on, because it seems like right after the debut of these Zords, used like once or twice, and then they're just not used after this. I gotta admit, this actually was a really smart idea. Yep. And with these episodes, I have exactly 12 left. But next time I talk about the Super Sentai, it'll be quite interesting because we're discussing 2 episodes plus a movie. Which movie? Abaranger versus Hurricaneger. I'm looking forward to discuss that one. It is one of the 4 main movies I have seen, but never reviewed. I really want to talk about what the other 3 are because you're all like, really? Those movies you saw, but you never reviewed them? Well, the reason why I never reviewed the movie until recently is because I wasn't watching Abaranger. I just like watching the team movies. I like the whole team concept. Yep. So, that's going to be pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do any of this like button. Next up, Mushoku Tensei. I'm going to a comic card a little bit, but I really want to get these anime done. I have 4 to do. So, let's get this one first. Okay, next video. Bye.